the first time in the last month of the year that we are meeting on this forum. You may not think it's significant, but look at it this way. 3 more Wednesdays and we're through with the year 2017. Seems just like yesterday the year began, right? Well, that's the way time flies. Now, one thing, however, which you wouldn't need any prompting to observe is that the gates of many petrol stations are narrowing, just as motorists and commuters are viewing the lengthening queues with trepidation. Not again, they seem to be saying in unison. What are the authorities saying? Plenty. The very seat of the nation's government is not mincing words that citizens will not be subjected to another fuel crisis. We have the details on authority. Another matter on which Nigerians are speaking with loud voices is never again should the evils of more than a century ago be allowed to resurface. That is, talking about the dehumanizing trade in men and women and children. But it's not all sour tonight. In other news, the people of Kano are on high, and why not? The nation's #1 citizen is visiting, and they have rolled out the red carpet and the drums. Elsewhere, a former first citizen is leading awareness on health. It's a rich packet tonight. That's why it is News Extra, and I am your host, Fatima Abbas Hassan. It was a remarkable demonstration of enormous goodwill, acceptability, and respect as President Muhammadu Buhari began a 2-day official visit to Kano State. State House correspondent Adam Musambo reports that the people were ecstatic by the president's arrival in Nigeria's center of commerce and politics.
This is President Muhammadu Buhari's first official visit to Kano State since coming to power in 2015. Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje and Emir Muhammadu Sanusi II were at the head of his welcoming party at Malam Aminu Kano International Airport. Kano, without doubt, is the strongest political support base and cornerstone of President Muhammadu Buhari's political activism since joining partisan politics in 2002. This show of love, affection and goodwill was clearly demonstrated as the presidential motorcade traversed the metropolis to various places of interest. The Emir's Palace in Kano was the president's first point of call. Paying homage on the Emir Muhammadu Sanusi II, President Muhammadu Buhari was full of appreciation to the people of Kano, or Kanawas as they are called, for their support, understanding and cooperation to him and the governing APC, which he described as overwhelming. He reassured the people of his irrevocable commitment to meeting national expectations for a stable, corrupt-free, secured and prosperous Nigeria in line with the change agenda. Emir Muhammadu Sanusi II, who acknowledged the enormous goodwill and support being enjoyed by the president in Kano, said that has not been misplaced in view of the giant strides recorded by his administration so far in critical sectors of the economy. He pledged continuous prayers and loyalty of his subjects as the president strives to make Nigeria better. And in an unprecedented move, President Muhammadu Buhari paid a historic visit to Kano prisons, the second by any sitting president of Nigeria. The 750-capacity facility, built in 1910, is presently housing about 2,200 inmates, 75% of them awaiting trials. The Nigerian leader used the opportunity to grant pardon to 500 of the inmates across the state and made a symbolic presentation of transport grant to some of them.
I learned a bit more than I have known. I think rehabilitation of the prisoners in terms of training while they are in prison is very important. We have to be investing much more in education and the training of all sorts. Otherwise, the future does not look very bright.
It is often said that neglecting lawbreakers in prison constitutes potential danger to the society. Therefore, humanizing incarceration, as you have done, Mr. President, sir, is a demonstrable leadership quality that is compassionate and anchored on an honest nation-building process.
We are mindful of the legal procedures that are being applied, but we assure you here in Kano, we shall continue to do what we can do in order to decongest the prisoners.
The Comptroller General of the Nigeria Prison Service, Ahmed Jafaru, thanked the President for the unprecedented revolution in prison infrastructure and promised to ensure that prison inmates in Nigeria are properly reformed, rehabilitated, and reintegrated into the society. From Kano, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the visit of President Muhammadu Buhari to Kano, which is the first since his assumption of office as a democratically elected president, provided an opportunity for Kano residents to identify with a hero. Madaki Aliyu tells us more.
The visit of President Muhammadu Buhari to Kano attracted unprecedented crowd as he passes by the streets to venues of various commissioners. Right from the Aminu Kano International Airport, people from all walks of life came to catch a glimpse of the people's president. In all the places visited, the sea of heads was overwhelming as they had longed to catch a glimpse of their president.
I'm very pleased. The good people of Kano State are solidly behind President Buhari.
Madaki.
And back in Abuja, the federal government says it has no intention to increase fuel pump price with a promise to end the long queues presently being experienced in fuel stations in some parts of the country. And 6 new private universities have been approved by the Federal Executive Council. It's over now to State House correspondent Jide Onifade for more on the council's deliberations at its meeting this Wednesday in Abuja.
Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, who briefed the press, debunked the rumor making the rounds that the emergence of the long queues in filling stations is as a result of government's plan to increase fuel pump price.
The minister assured the council that we have enough, product for the next 1 month, even to the end of January.
Minister of Education Adamu Adamu says the council approved 6 new private universities with some other applications on a waiting list. The approved universities are Admiralty University, Ibusa, Delta State, owned by the Nigerian Navy, Spiritan University, Inaochi, Abia State, Precious Cornerstone University, Ibadan, Pamo University of Medical Sciences in Port Harcourt, Atiba University, Oyo, in Oyo State, and the Eko University of Medical and Health Sciences, Lagos.
We decided that the NUC will up its own act. These universities, the new ones, as well as the existing ones, as well as the public ones, the issue of quality assurance, issue of standard, and then issue of accreditation will be looked into very, very, very seriously.
Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyama, says government is still pressing further to bring back stranded Nigerian migrants in Libya.
Some of them are in areas that are not controlled by the internationally recognized government, and they will not give you, they are not in a position to give you permission to access those areas. So, and also because it's dangerous. So, so it's not a straightforward matter at all. That's why, we have to be cautious, how we, proceed.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo presided over the first meeting in the absence of the president, who is on a 2-day official visit to Kano State. And in another development, the president has assented to 3 bills recently passed by the National Assembly. Senior Special Assistant to the President on National Assembly Matters, Eta Enang, briefed the press on this.
The president has assented to the Nigeria Intelligence Agency Pensions Establishment Act and also the Air Force Institute of Technology Act and then the Nigerian Institute of Dental Technology and Therapy Act.
These acts, as he said, have upon assent been remitted to the National Assembly and appropriate authorities as laws of the Federation. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
The dreaded queues have resurfaced across the country as motorists besiege fuel stations to fill up their tanks. This is in spite of assurances by the NNPC that the corporation has 25 days product supply across the country. Lydia Sampson has been following the situation in the Federal Capital Territory and now brings us an update.
Just when Nigerians are heaving a sigh of relief that queues have permanently disappeared from petrol stations, the unexpected happens.
With the reported trending rumor of price hike in some platforms, it is only natural that motorists rush to filling stations on panic buying, resorting to the queues you are seeing behind me.
Ironically, as overcrowded as some fuel stations appear, motorists say the queues are moving and that pump price remains constant at 145 naira per litre.
I don't see why we are panicking. When you go to other filling stations, you see long queue, you see people gathering there. Why not try another place and see if you can get
I wasn't expecting to be here for just 20 minutes. I was expecting to stay here for like 1 hour because of the way I heard it.
The question perhaps should be, what is the bone of contention? Why the rumors of price hike? Is there any cause for alarm?
We have ample supply. 2 refineries are working. We have about 25 days sufficiency in country, and we have more than 30 vessels that are coming in December alone.
NNPC has brought in cargoes and they're still bringing in more that they're going to give to, Ipman, Dapman, and, so we have products here and we're selling at the same price that we've been selling from the beginning, which is 145 naira per litre.
As stakeholders in the downstream battle to arrest the situation, some filling stations are hoarding petroleum products. The Department of Petroleum Resources, on a fact-finding visit, forced open 2 filling stations hoarding products, one with 22,000 litres, while the other had 13,000 litres.
What we are going to do as a punitive measure in this case is for each of the pumps that exist on this station, we are going to fine them 100,000 naira, and if times the number of the pumps per station. And we may, in addition, we may likely stop them from lifting any product for the next 3 months.
Motorists and stakeholders are optimistic that the queues will soon fade away. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
In the meantime, the House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee on the review of the pump price of petroleum products has asked the managing directors of some petroleum servicing companies to appear before it to explain reasons for some missing records of transaction by the companies. This was during an investigative hearing of the committee. National Assembly correspondent Ifeanyi Ezumba has that report.
Investigative hearing, which has been ongoing for the past 6 months, is looking at the fundamentals and the pricing of petroleum products with a view to ensuring that stakeholders in the petroleum sector, as well as the citizens, get value for their money. Chairman of the committee, Raphael Ibukwe, said records in their possession showed that these companies were engaged in various forms of transactions.
We raise concerns about this because we know over time the multiplier effect will come up. It's coming to reality now with the current agitation for strike by members of the Independent Marketers Association.
In another development, the House Committee on Public Petitions has received a petition by V. Otomiowo on behalf of Mr. Wilson Nikoro and 7 others on the conversion of over 300 acres of Uwe land acquired for public purposes but turned into private use by the Nigerian Army Properties Limited.
They now invited us. With dialogue, they gave us every assurances that all these wrongs will be put in order. We didn't know where the change of mind came from.
This same matter is pending in the High Court of Justice.
There were areas that the military had serious occupation and their range and all whatnot. And we try to make a clean demarcation, say, keep to yourselves, without denying army and without granting army all. You can see you have effective occupation. There are food barracks there, am I right?
Chairman of the committee asked the petitioner and the representative of the Nigerian Army to come with documents to support their claims on the 19th and 20th of December 2017. From the National Assembly, Ifeanyi Izumba, NTA News.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has directed the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to immediately provide relief materials to victims of recent attack in Lawaru and Dong communities in Adamawa State. He gave the directive during an on-the-spot assessment of the affected areas. Rayanu Bala has the details.
The recent attack on communities of Lawaru and Dong in Demsa local government left not fewer than 45 people dead with loss of property and valuables. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who visited Dong, one of the affected communities, described the incident as unfortunate. Yemi Osinbajo commiserated with the people of the area and directed NEMA to immediately provide food and shelter to cushion the immediate effect of the devastation. He promised government's commitment to seriously look into clashes with the view to provide lasting solution and called on people to always embrace peace.
We'll work on being able to restore some of these homes and some of the livelihoods back to the state that they were in before. That's very important, and we must do that. The most important thing of all is that there must be peace. We must ensure that there is peace. Yes. Because if there is no peace, children, women, livelihoods are lost. So let us all be determined to make sure that we settle all of these issues and there's peace in this community and there's peace all around.
Both Governor Muhammad Omar Jibrilla, Senator Muhammad Moalla Yidi for Adamawa South, and the Hamabata Homon Alhamdulillah Sonteneke say peace is paramount for development to take place. The Vice President also met with Lamido Adama Muhammadu Barkindo Aliu Mustafa and Hamabashama Homon Irmia Stephen, where he re-echoed the need for peaceful coexistence among the people.
This is the time to come together to make progress as a people. There's no reason why we should allow so much poverty. And all we're doing is fighting, killing each other. No reason. Our role should be to provide security, provide resources for people, so that everybody can enjoy their lives as citizens of this country. That's the role that we must play.
In Yola, Rayanu Bala, NTA News.
Well, if Nigeria is to boost its economy and improve the lives of the citizenry, then the use of well-thought-out policies and reforms is imperative. This was the thrust of the formal address to declare open the 10th Annual Forum of Laureates of the Nigerian National Order of Merit in Abuja. Aliyu Tukur Poza, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, stood in for the President.
Over the years, Nigeria has been facing governance and human security challenges, which is attributed to inability to use human and natural resources to meet the needs of citizens. Efforts have been put in place by both public and private sectors to overcome these challenges. One of such efforts is the annual Forum of Laureates, which create platform for all recipients of the Nigerian National Order of Merit. With this year's theme, Governance Reforms and Human Security in Nigeria, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation says the theme is significant and timely.
Gathering of this crop of eminent scholars has reinforced my belief that Nigeria has all the required intellectuals that can make this nation great.
It is my hope that the ideas generated from our discourse will assist to move our country forward.
The keynote speaker, Professor Tahiru Jega, said there is need for the leading intelligentsia to work together with politicians and public officials for a dispassionate governance reforms.
I believe that above all, one of the major challenges occasioned by a combination of poor leadership and bad governance is heightened insecurity rather than human security in Nigeria.
The communique from the forum is expected to outline recommendations that will help policymakers in Abuja. Aliu Tukur, NTA News.
Barely a year after the emergency repairs of the Western Bypass in Kaduna to facilitate smooth traffic flow for passengers from Abuja to Kaduna Airport during the relocation of air traffic to Kaduna Airport, The road is now back to its deplorable condition, with so many dangerous potholes. Abdullahi Regachukung has a situation report.
The Western Bypass Road forms the loop from Mando to Refinery Junction, Sabantasha, in Chikun local government area of Kaduna State. The road was hitherto under the maintenance by the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, being that it is a federal road. But following a request by Kaduna State Governor Nasru Ahmad El-Rufai to take over the maintenance and repairs of the road, the federal government handed over the road to Kaduna State Government for maintenance. This explained why the government, in the wake of relocation of airlift from Abuja to Kaduna, embarked on emergency repairs and erection of street light facilities. But the situation after then has become so bad, as the road, people say, needs reconstruction and no longer rehabilitation.
I think it is the right time now, if at all, the government will come back to the project now. There is some drainages which is not being done, and then there is where the hatch fat is, they put on that means the quota is too light.
When they do the job finish, how many months now? Look it from the Mando junction down to Abuja junction. It's already spoiled. It's moving for only 30 minutes time. But from that place to Abuja junction, it will take you more than an hour.
Though the award of contract for the reconstruction of Kano-Kaduna Federal Road might have included the Kaduna Western Bypass Road, if not for its being taken over by the state government. Motorists, however, appealed to the state government to swing into action to avert recurring accidents on the road.
May they come and survey the place so that they will repair more.
To do another one, new one, to grant that road, to put another one.
We are strategizing. If our liquidity improves, no doubt we are going to overlay the road. That's Nnamdi Azikiwe, from the Kawo under bridge to Abuja overhead.
In Kaduna, I am Suleiman Abdullahi Rigachkun, NTA News.
Up ahead, we have more reports on the president's visit to Kano as he commissions some development projects. Join us again.
Welcome to Zamfara, where opportunities meet commitment. The more than 6 years of Abdul Aziz Abubakar Yari, the people's governor, reflects new dawn, new opportunities, progress, new hope, and of course, the transformed Zamfara state. Education, health, roads, water supply, and road transformation. Name it. Abdul Aziz Yari leads for others to follow. His vision and mission tied around implementing the President Buhari's change mantra to Zamfara people. Carry on, the people's governor. Zamfara, the pride of the nation. This message is brought to you by Arewa Media Group.
Hurry up, you're going to be late for school.
What's wrong? I forgot my lunchbox at home. Want to share mine? This is yummy. My mom used Bama mayonnaise. What's wrong? I forgot my lunchbox again. You can share mine.
What's your excuse? Bama mayonnaise makes it better.
Go find where I go buy UTME form for Junior. You no need to rush go find where to buy UTME form because JAMB don't locate them for inside your phone. Inside phone? JAMB don't begin sell 2018 UTM form from December 6, 2017 reach February 6, 2018. To register by form, text surname, first name plus middle name to 55019. JAMB go send profile code. Now this profile code candidate go fill when they pay for UTM form. They are available for commercial and microfinance banks, mobile money operators. If you make mistake for your name, just text correct surname, first name, middle name to 55019. And if now your profile code you lost, just text resend to 55019. After payment, candidate go receive e-pin. Now this e-pin candidate go take go any accredited JAMB CBT center to complete online registration. If you don't receive your e-pin or you lose them, just text UTM e-pin or DE pin to 55019 and JAMB go send them back to you. Use your phone to buy your form.
JAMB, enhancing academic excellence.
The House of Representatives Committee on Civil Society Organizations and Development Partners hereby invites stakeholders, IDPs, CSOs, NGOs, interest groups, and the general public to a two-day public hearing on the following bills: Nigerian Red Cross Society Act Amendment Bill 2017, HB 1135, Non-Governmental Organizations Regulatory Commission Establishment Bill 2016, HB 585. Date: Wednesday 13th and Thursday 14th December 2017. Time: 10 a.m. daily. Venue: Conference Hall 236, New Building, House of Representatives, National Assembly, Abuja. All memoranda to be submitted in 10 copies and a soft copy to the clerk. House Committee on CSOs and Development Partners, HG 39, opposite Deputy Speaker's office, or send an email to housepublichearing2017@gmail.com on or before close of work on Friday, 8th December 2017. Chief Host: Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara, Speaker, House of Representatives. Host: Honorable Peter Akpatason, Committee Chairman.
Dual HD back cameras and auto refocus to capture what really matters. 10 times super zoom. See further. Six GB RAM. 20 megapixel front selfie camera. Techno Phantom 8. Capture your legend.
The Senate Committee on Agriculture and Rural Development invites the public and stakeholders to a one-day investigative hearing on the following motions: urgent need to investigate the recent importation of maize to Nigeria and the Anchors Borrowers Program and its benefits to farmers. Date: 7th December 2017. Time: 12 noon. Venue: Senate Conference Hall 022, New Building. Special guest of honor: Dr. Bukola Saraki. Host: Senate Committee on Agriculture and Rural Development. The following stakeholders are invited. Interested stakeholders should submit 20 copies of memoranda and an electronic copy to room 2.7, White House, on or before 6th December 2017. Senator Dr. Abdullahi Adamu, announcer.
This must be one of Mother Nature's greatest gifts. But there's something else it gives us. When we see such beauty, we want to share it with those we love. That's what LG wants you to see. Just what we see now through our technology. LG OLED TV.
Do you know that the Nigerian police now operates in the best international practices of policing? Do you know that the Nigerian police has been restructured to be more accountable and responsive to all your security challenges? Now, what the police demand from you is your trust, your collaborative efforts by providing necessary information about criminals and their activities in your neighborhood. Be vigilant. To achieve our creed as we promise, we shall police the country based on international core values of policing with integrity. We shall ensure that rule of law prevails in our actions and activities. We shall respect diversity, display courage, show compassion, and demonstrate professionalism. We shall operate within the principle of democratic policing. We shall shun corruption, and we shall make Nigeria safer and secured under the leadership of IGP Ibrahim Otum Idris.
Let the wind of change blowing across the country chase away crime for the benefit of our society. Yes, the Nigerian police says this change must come with peace and tranquility.
This message was brought to you by the Public Relations Department of the Nigerian Police Force.
There is a reason Africa is called the new frontier. What was once potential is now an opportunity ready to be seized. Once revered for our resources, today's wealth lies in our people. People who build the cities that shape the future. People who know an idea in one place means business in another. A generation for whom technology means there are no borders, no boundaries. We are the new lions in a brave new world, kings of the urban jungle. And there's a bank that puts the world in our pocket and the future in our hands. UBA, Africa's global bank.
You're welcome back. We are glad to have you with us again on NTA News Extra. Now, about 150 years ago, the world said never again to the demeaning and dehumanizing trade of humans as mere commodities. What many thought is past history has resurfaced in a new dimension of modern-day slave trade. This is compounded by the issue of irregular migration, where immigrants are exposed to dangers. There are reports that Nigerians are many of such victims, particularly with happenings in Libya. Decent Nigerians are unanimous that the trend must stop. For views shared by discussants on NTA's Current Affairs program, Tuesday Live, it's now over to Talatu Ezirike.
The trans-border slave trade in time past was lucrative and fashionable to persons who had no respect for human dignity and the pains or setbacks associated with the act. Places like Badagry in Lagos and Calabar in Cross River State were hub destinations for slave trade. For nearly 150 years, the issue of slave trade was silent or a history. But sadly, the act has resurfaced as modern-day slavery, coupled with irregular migration. Analysts say the consequences daring, with stories of human harvested organs and millions of people trapped into forceful labor or marriage, including children.
I have to go somewhere and work as a maid, get paid and bring the salary back to him at home. He sees himself as my boss, the owner of me, since he brought me into this country. All he wants is my money, and that's all.
So while she was working, I will be the one taking the money. That is where my wife was brought here. Okay. You understand? By a guy, a Nigerian guy. Many people bring girls, a lot of affairs that I know of.
More worrisome for many is the recent happenings in Libya, with stories that Nigerians buy and sell Nigerians. The trend government is tackling head-on.
Major cause of trafficking is greed. So we must target the money to work together as a team in source, transit, and destination countries.
There are a lot of challenges in Libya that people need to understand and appreciate. And so we must be strategic about our approach and at the same time be systemic in attending to them.
There are arguments that poverty is not the propelling factor for irregular migration, rather that of wrong ideology and perception of greener pastures.
And there has to be some kind of reorientation process, to make them begin to change the mentality of a lot of Nigerians who just think that anything outside Nigeria is the best thing for them.
In the past, Libya was just a transit country. Now, Libya is a destination country. Southwest part of this country, their destination, even if you give me $1 million, put them on the boat, they will come back to Libya.
The general stand is for Nigerians to believe in Nigeria, in building a stronger country, through rightful thinking and actions. Talatu Ezirike, NTA News.
Many thanks, Talatu. And from Abuja, we take you to Katsina, where the amalgamation of youth organizations under the auspices of Katsina Youths for Sustainable Change and the National Union of Road Transport Workers of that state have organized a rally in support of President Muhammadu Buhari for his efforts towards political and national socio-economic growth. Aminu Ishaq has that report.
Appreciate and show more support to President Muhammadu Buhari in his determination to put the country on a sound and sustainable path of development. While Chaltu Solidarity song to pass their message, the organizations identify surplus service to the nation by President Buhari as roadmap to reinventing the country. Presenting letter of solidarity to Governor Aminu Bello Masari for onward delivery to the President, the leadership of the associations said Nigerians will continue to align with APC administration at state and federal levels. Chairman, National Union of Road Transport Workers Union, Kaduna State Branch, Alhaji Haruna Mohammed, said the union is satisfied with the measures taken by the Buhari administration to ensure security of motorists on highways. He said members of the union in Kaduna State will continue to pray and support President Muhammadu Buhari. Also speaking, youth leader, Kaduna State Youth for Sustainable Change, Murtala Muhammad Kusada, noted with satisfaction steps taken by President Buhari to provide jobs to youth in the country.
We are supporting the government 100%. We are ready to contribute a lot.
Governor Aminu Bello Masari thanked the organizations for identifying with the President Buhari. He described President Buhari as an epitome of discipline, decency, hard work, and tolerant. Governor Aminu Bello Masari said the administration will continue to emulate leadership style of President Muhammadu Buhari by being just and fair. In Kaduna, Aminu Shakabas, NTA News.
The People's Democratic Party, PDP, is advising those who are not delegates and have no business in the party's national convention to steer clear from the Eagle Square venue of the event. This is coming as the party's caretaker committee raises alarm over alleged plans to disrupt the convention. Political correspondent Abdullahi Garba has more on that.
It is 3 days to the National Elective Convention, where more than 2,000 delegates are expected to elect new leadership of the PDP. The party's caretaker committee says all logistic arrangements have been completed as planned, with a convention committee in place. It, however, expressed fear over alleged plan of sabotage.
We are appealing to the president to rein in those people, to check them, and to ensure that he himself goes the extra mile to provide enough security and enough support for the PDP to hold a hitch-free convention on Saturday and Sunday.
Just as this is going on, another area of contention is zoning arrangement of the chairmanship position, with some members calling for micro-zoning of the post. The Northern Elders Forum and the party's leadership disagree on this issue.
So we are not doing anything wrong. We think this is good for PDP, good for Nigeria, good for our interest.
The party believes that it is too late. Macro drawn the position of the national chairman. I want to assure our party members that whoever emerged as the national chairman, we in the POT were ready to cooperate and work with him.
Political observers believe the outcome of the convention may make Omar the PDP. In Abuja, Abdullahi Garba, NTA.
The promotion of cultural heritage is one of the ways Nigeria can employ to improve the country's development. The 15th Are Ona Kakanfo designate said this in Ibadan while encouraging Nigerians on national unity. Adebola Ogulana has that report.
It is a popular opinion that Nigeria is fast losing a vast cultural heritage to foreign culture. This is evident in the adoption of Western culture and foreign lifestyles, especially among youths. The 15th Are Ona Kakanfo designates Chief Gani Adams says part of his major assignment as the foremost Yoruba leader is to promote and protect the rich culture of Yoruba land and Nigeria. He canvassed support of Nigerians to bring back some lost values.
Every year they should have a program like 2 or 3 that will reflect our identity, that will reflect Africa, that will reflect how we are being created by Almighty.
Chief Gani Adams promised to use his new status to further entrench unity in the Yoruba land and bring empowerment to women and youths in Ibadan. Adebola Ogulana, NTA News.
Now, how many people know that diabetes is no longer a death sentence? Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has been living with the ailment for over 30 years, made this known while speaking on the level of awareness. Anthony Godunu, in this special report, examines causes, prevention and management of diabetes.
Diabetes is a condition that occurs when the blood sugar in the human system is too high. Many believe it is incurable. There are 3 main types: type 1, type 2, and gestational diabetics, which occur in pregnancy. Causes vary depending on genetic makeup, family history, health and environmental factors. To increase awareness and reduce its prevalence, Southwest Chapter of Diabetes Association of Nigeria, in conjunction with Olusegun Obasanjo Foundation, recently organized a health walk through major streets in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo, during the walk, disclosed that the disease could be overwhelming at first, but if managed well, patients can live long.
What is necessary is management of diabetes. Your food, your exercise, and whatever is prescribed for you, you must stick to it.
The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Babatunde Ikwaye and other experts gave some tips on managing the ailments, to include daily body exercise, regular medical checkup, and adherence to their prescribed drugs.
And still talking health, while of the President Aisha Muhammadu Buhari has reaffirmed her commitment to maintaining a strong collaboration with the governor's wives in an advocacy to improve the lives of women and children. Mrs. Buhari stated this in a message during a 3-day training workshop for the wives of governors on advocacy for reproductive, maternal, newborn child and adolescent health in Minna, the Niger State capital. State House correspondent Aliyu Kabir completes the report.
In a renewed commitment for strengthening the advocacy initiative towards the promotion of lives of women and children, on the 9th of October this year, the wife of the President, Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, and the wives of the governors formed a coalition with a view to championing the reproductive, maternal, newborn, child and adolescent health, as well as scaling up of nutrition in the country. The workshop in the north-central zone of the country was part of the fulfillment of the agreement, and it brought together wives of the governors of the north-central states, comprising the host Niger, Kogi, Nasarawa, Kwara, as well as the representative of the wife of the governor of Benue State, alongside other technical officers and key stakeholders. The major concern of the wife of the president, according to her representative Pauline Talon, is to put all hands on deck towards the reduction of maternal and infant mortality, as well as malnutrition in the country.
Except every one of us takes responsibility and strategic action to address these issues in our immediate regions, they may remain unchanged and even grow worse.
The governor's wives, alongside the development partners and other stakeholders, especially from the UNICEF, UNFPA and the MDAs, reaffirmed their commitment in supporting the program.
This seminar is aimed at, among other things, defining the priority areas for the governor's wives' advocacy and strengthening states' specific outline in support of the Future Assured program of the wife of the president.
A similar exercise took place in Kaduna last week for the Northwest Governor's wives. In Minna, Aliyu Kabir, NTA News.
The Nigerian Navy ship NNS Pathfinder Port Harcourt has paraded 5 suspected sea pirates and kidnappers it arrested in its sustained campaign against criminality within the state maritime domain. The suspects were subsequently handed over to the Department of State Services for prosecution, as Kingsley Amajiri tells us.
Between October 30th and November 15th, the NNS Pathfinder says it has arrested 5 suspects allegedly involved in diverse crimes within the River State waterways following intelligence reports. Navy Captain Victor Choji, who spoke to newsmen shortly after the parade of the suspects, noted that the sustained onslaught against the oil bunkering activities made the perpetrators to switch over into sea piracy, kidnapping at sea, and other forms of criminality.
We believe that the DSS will go an extra mile to unravel the extent of their involvement in this crime and prosecute them accordingly.
The suspects, however, denied involvement in the crime.
I'm a bunker before, but since my port bomb, I don't do it almost a month now.
Meanwhile, the NNS Pathfinder has advised youths in the region to rather engage themselves in lawful activities and stay away from the waterways, assuring the people that the waterways are safe for lawful business activities. In Port Harcourt, Kingsley Amajiri, NTA News.
Well, in a matter of weeks, the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, will roll out the drums as she celebrates 4 decades of professional television broadcasting. Expectations are high as the countdown approaches, and the Director General, Malam Yakubu Ibn Muhammad, has promised that it will be a season of delight for the Nigerian TV viewers. Cecil Ebele takes it up from here.
From inception, the concept behind a nationwide television network was to ensure a common platform for nationalistic views opinions, and trends. Naturally, it blossomed into something more. It became a symbol for excellence in news, entertainment, and education. That birthed the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, in 1977.
The process was started in 1976, but it was eventually consummated in 1977 when the decree was promulgated, bringing into being the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA. The coverage of First Act 77, in a way, heralded the emergence of NTA as a major player in the broadcast industry in this country.
The celebration of NTA's 4 decades of excellence in broadcasting promises to bring back fond memories and take the viewer on a jolly ride through the times.
The celebration of NTA at 40, should be reflected on our screens. We intend to remember the past by bringing in some of those people who made NTA tick, right? We had some newscasters who were household names.
Good evening. Last Monday, due to time constraints, we were unable to bring the program Nigeria Survival in Export by Tony Ede to a logical conclusion. Today, 25 years after independence, it appears the country is still groping in the dark.
We want to showcase, the richness of NTA, right? And by showcasing the richness of NTA, we are telling the younger digital generation that, yes, this is where we are coming from, right? This is where we are coming from. This is how far we go, and now you have the button.
To project the Nigerian idea, a national ideal with a global appeal. In Abuja, Cecile Egbeli, NTA News.
Well, I tell you, viewer, you will be in for a good time. Stay tuned to NTA for more programs on the 40th year anniversary. Now, there is cheering news coming for electricity consumers in some parts of the country. That's in the next port. Plus, on the international scene, Nigeria and Ethiopia build stronger relationship. Stay with us for more.
Slavery is an evil practice abolished all over the world over 200 years ago. But today, human traffickers are selling human beings as slaves in Africa. It is your responsibility to make sure that you and the people you know do not fall into slavery. Don't believe fake promises of jobs abroad.
People went to say Libya, Italy no use you when they carry me on top water. 4 days now they lock me for inside house, no food, no water. I nearly die. Now God, when me heaven and earth, now save me. If you get 1 naira for Nigeria, you get junior 1, you say you no get papa, you no get mama, now make you come out. I beg go they do farm work. You better pass person when enter road.
Don't accept to travel to Europe through the Sahara Desert. You may be walking into slavery. Don't be a slave.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
It's the natural ingredients and rich flavor of Knorr that brings people together.
Oh, see how oily I am. It'll take forever to clean this.
Take it easy, Pan. Your days of endless scrubbing are over. Madame just bought Sunlight dishwashing liquid.
What do you know about a Pan's life?
This advanced formulation has real lemon juice that'll cut through all those stains fast in just 1 wipe.
Wow, that was fast.
See how easy it is to remove oil in 1 wipe?
Sunlight dishwashing liquid removes oil stains in just 1 wipe.
Whenever pain occurs, you want quick relief.
Try Nurofen Express. It goes to the source of pain and gets to work in under 15 minutes. That's why Nurofen Express delivers fast and effective relief. Nurofen Express works at the source of pain. Fast.
Being a mom is great, but when your child has a fever, you don't know what to do. I trust Nurofen for Children to take care of my child's pain and fever.
Effective relief you can trust.
Dettol team is visiting schools to teach children how to protect themselves from diseases. Do you know how we get illnesses like diarrhea, cough, and cold? No! They are spread through germs which are everywhere. You collect germs that cause diseases. You pick up germs from any surface, like when you don't wash your hands after going to the toilet, while playing. And then you can get sick because of germs. That's why you need to fight germs to stay healthy by washing your hands and taking your bath with Dettol soap to protect from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Wash your hands. What you have to do is bath yourself. Dettol soap every day. Wash your hands.
Creative Youth Initiative Against Corruption presents CYIAC Corruption Busters, an initiative to promote culture of integrity in children, youth, and adults towards achieving global goals in 2030. Join us for the launch and movie premiere of CYIAC Corruption Busters to mark United Nations International Anti-Corruption Day. Date 9 December 2017. Time 3 p.m. Venue, Filmhouse IMAX Cinema, Bisola Durosimi Eti Drive, Lekki Phase 1, Lekki. Visit www.cyiac.com for details. Download CYIAC app to join our conversation and watch live stream of the event. Let's join hands together to make our nation great again. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
You're welcome back. President Muhammadu Buhari has described as feeling reassuring that the change agenda of the governing APC is achieving its purpose of making Nigeria better for all Nigerians. The president stated this in Kano while inaugurating various life-changing and development-oriented projects executed by the Ganduje administration. State House correspondent Adam Sambo has more on that report.
First to be inaugurated by President Muhammadu Buhari is 250-bed capacity ultra-modern specialist hospital, Giginyu, named after him. The Ganduje administration inherited the project at 30% completion level and spent 2.8 billion naira to finalize it, furnished and equipped with state-of-the-art facilities. President Muhammadu Buhari, who congratulated the people of Kano for this additional magnificent edifice to their assets, charged the management of the hospital to ensure that the precious and valuable equipment are properly maintained and operated in line with best international practices.
Today, I am proud to see firsthand how our government is bringing change to the average Nigerian. This hospital, the first of its kind in the region, is a true reflection of what a pro-people government is all about. I must commend the administration of Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje for making the well-being of Kano citizens his government's priority. I would like to implore all other state governors to emulate these people's program.
Your Excellency, the motive behind the construction of this hospital is to reduce health tourism in Kano State and also reduce health tourism across the country. We hereby name this edifice as Muhammadu Buhari Specialist Hospital in recognition of Mr. President's selfless service to humanity and his sincere dedication to the development of our great country, Nigeria.
Also inaugurated by the President is a pediatric hospital along Zoo Road with 250-bed capacity. 3.7 billion naira was invested by the present administration in Kano State to complete the project inherited from the last administration at 30% level of execution. The hospital also has sophisticated medical equipment and appliances. Panshekara Madobi Junction Underpass, initiated and executed at 2 billion naira by the Ganduje administration, was also inaugurated by President Muhammadu Buhari. The project, in fulfillment of the campaign promise to the people of Kano, is aimed at lessening traffic flow at a high-densely populated area that experiences massive vehicular movement at all times. And to round off activities for the first day of his visit to Kano State, President Muhammadu Buhari inaugurated the 2.1-kilometer CBN Quarters Road linking Zaria and Maiduguri roads. In all the places visited, one thing is certain. President Muhammadu Buhari, described as a selfless man of honor and integrity, is revered, loved, and highly cherished by the people of Kano State. From Kano, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Nigeria's external reserve hit a 4-year high of $38.2 billion as the Nigerian Stock Exchange All-Share Index up further by 1.5%. These are more on our business news segment with Abolade Salami.
Thanks for joining us on the business news segment. The federal government issuance of $3 billion Eurobond coupled with higher oil prices and production has been attributed to the source of the country's 4-year high of $38.2 billion. Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele said the foreign reserve, which was around $4 billion in 2014 and by October 2016 dropped to $23 billion, now stands at $38.2 billion.
This CBN itself had to intervene very aggressively in the forex market. We put in place several policies, foreign exchange management policies, and this resulted even in us opening what the famous investors and exporters window, which has brought a lot of transparency in the foreign exchange market, and confidence has seriously returned into the market at this time. In 7 months, we've seen over $10 billion as inflows into the country between April 2017 and up till now.
Foreign portfolio investment jumped by 259% in the third quarter ended September 30th, 2017 to $2.77 billion, which is a consolidation of the increase recorded in the second quarter of 2017. The figures are the highest since the $5.13 billion recorded in the third quarter of 2014. However, the sizable increase in FPI was mostly driven by a monumental 860.7% on the year-to-year surge in equities and a grand leap of 105.6% to $719 million in capital investment in the form of money market instruments. Time now to check out movements of equities on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange.
Equities market closed on a positive note as the all-share index appreciated by 1.5% to close at 39,075.30 basic points, with a volume of shares which closed at 703 million shares, valued at 7.29 billion naira, which exchanged hands at 6,125 deals, while the market capitalization stood at 13.6 trillion naira. Okomo Oil, with 2 naira 76 kobo gain, led the table, closely followed by Nigerian Breweries, which appreciated by 2 naira 4 kobo, while GlaxoSmith, with 1 naira 14 kobo loss, led the losers table, followed by Julius Berger, which depreciated by 1 naira to close at 28 naira per share.
Stock Market Report wraps up the business news segment. Stay tuned for more stories on News Extra. Many thanks for watching. Good evening.
We'd like to apologize for the poor audio on that film report from our Lagos studio. As we have been reporting, President Muhammadu Buhari is in Kano. He's about now being hosted to a state banquet by the state government. Let's go live to the venue where the president is speaking.
Businessmen of Kano State, known the world over. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I cannot say anything new. All that needs to be said has been said. But I'm overwhelmed with the massive reception I have received. And definitely, since this is partisan politics, I think it has sent the correct message Even the details of the election results are made available 2003, 2007, 2011. It was very clear nobody could even dare to read my scores from Kano. It has been so consistent, and I don't think I have the vocabulary to express my thanks to people of Kano State. Maybe I've been under obligation for a long time, and they come to trust me, and they have trusted me completely. I'm very grateful to God. I'm very grateful to you. When we drive around, I look at the message turn out of people. Mostly of course very young, and the Nigerian population is about 65%, 25 years and below. Anybody holding a place of responsibility, you go to bed and wake up with how can we prepare them for peace in the future? Because by the education, if we educate them, they will look after themselves and they will know what to do. Those who have abused trust, the life here is not the end of it. There is a day of accountability. Nobody can escape it. These young chaps, we have to make all the sacrifice we can to make sure we prepare them for the future. They say, seeing is believing. I have seen what your governor has done within the time, and I congratulate him for working so hard and for being a good food share, carrying around the House of Assembly here and work closely with the representatives in the Senate and in the House of Representatives. He's a grateful chair. I'm afraid I'm still learning. The evidence is very clear. I said it so often. When I came in uniform, I was young and more or less impatient. I collected the people we inherited, the governors, the ministers, put them in clean and said they are guilty until they can prove themselves innocent. I think they must have been relieved. I was moved, detained, and they were given back what they had looted. But I came back now as a president, where I see some of them walking around, but they are all innocent until I can prove them guilty. I will do my best, because my program is Nigeria. Having been involved in all the instability in the country experienced, from the coup, the counter-coup, the civil war, the coup, the counter-coup, when I said gradually, swearing that I believe to everybody and I belong to nobody. Nigeria is my target, and I will maintain focus. I thank you, Your Excellencies. I thank you, Your Highness. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
President Muhammadu Buhari there just concluding his speech at a state banquet organized in his honor in Kano State, where he is on a working visit. And back to News Extra, consumers of Kano Electricity Distribution Company will soon have cause to smile as it is set to commence a 24-hour supply of electricity. Managing Director of the company, Jamil Ishiaku Gomna, disclosed this at the Maiden KEDCO MD Awards 2017, organized to honor staff and show appreciation for their untiring efforts of lifting the company.
The Kano Electricity Distribution Company, which supplies Kano, Jigawa and Katsina states, is among the privately owned entities that acquired the distribution of electricity from the defunct Power Holding Company of Nigeria, PHCN. The company embarked on a massive injection of young, vibrant and experienced personnel, with the responsibility of the provision of a stable power supply to all the nooks and crannies under its jurisdiction. This gathering, which is tagged the KEDCO MDs Award 2017, served as an avenue to say thank you for a job well done to the entire workforce, especially field workers of the company, in view of the milestone over the years, largely attributed to their unrelenting efforts and support.
What led to this is our teamwork. Teamwork, teamwork, and teamwork. The staff keen into our vision, keen into the commitment to make a difference.
The KEDCO Award 2017, which is the first of its kind in the history of Kano Electricity Distribution Company, will go a long way in boosting the morale of the staff of the company, particularly in areas of providing uninterrupted power supply to Kano, Jigawa and Katsina states.
25 awards were received by staff including Regional Customer Relations, Finance and Account Team Officers, Regional Technical Engineer of the Year. Similarly, Best Technical Service Point in Kankia, Jigawa South and Sabongari for the year were recognized.
This will encourage us to do more, and going back to work tomorrow, we'll go back with a lot of energy.
No doubt, all of our staff, all of our team members are committed to delivering on the best service to our customers.
It's an honor. I want to thank the MDCO for this award. I want to thank my colleagues in the office. I want to thank Almighty Allah for this as well.
Representatives of manufacturers, business, traditional and religious leaders were entertained by musicians and comedians. Sir Aliyu Hassan, NTA News.
One of Nigeria's leading companies, Coca-Cola Nigeria Limited, has announced the launch of new variants of its Five Alive brand. The new flavors introduced to the Five Alive family are 35C, I5 Alive Tropical, L5 Alive Apple, 85C, and L5 Alive Pulpy Orange. Imole Ayo Tokede reports that details about the new flavors were revealed at a media briefing in Lagos.
Five Alive Tropical, 35CL 5 Alive Apple, as well as the 85CL 5 Alive Pulpy Orange. These new drinks are said to contain all the right vitamins found in fruits, as the tropical drink comprises mango, apple, pineapple, passion fruits, and orange. They all taste fruity and refreshing. The marketing manager, Steals on Flavors, Bola Onsani, said the introduction of these new flavors brings the number of Five Alive variants in the market to 10. He added that almost all fruits cultivated in Nigeria have been packaged in the different brands of Five Alive.
We're doing a lot of new products in plastic bottles rather than cartons that we had before. If you look at the size of the pack, it's for the on-the-go occasion. So when you're in the bus or when you're tired and you just need a drink, you can grab it from one of the vendors. For 85cl poppy, it's a big bottle, it's the right size for the family. You take it home, have it with your kids, have it with everyone around the table, and enjoy the product.
Other officials of Five Alive Juice say the new variants of the juice are available in the market, as more are still in the works.
The tropical and the apple variants are at the same price points. The only difference is on the poppy because it's a unique kind of product, bring another value proposition, and that is why you saw the difference of the prices. For the poppy, it's going at 170 naira at the retail points, and for the tropical and for the apple, you get it at 130 naira at the retail prices.
Launched in 2003, Five Alive has stayed committed to its slogan, which is made with nature. In Lagos, Imole Ayotukide, NTA News.
Manufacturers of consumables, Florex Fruits and Beverages Limited has introduced its own brand of table water to the Nigerian market. Joy Ken Abakoya was at the official presentation of the brand in Lagos.
That was the official launch of the new brand, Elo Table Water. President Florex Food and Beverages Limited says with the introduction of Elo Table Water into the market, Nigerians can now satisfy their thirst without having to doubt the wholesomeness of the brand of water. He added that Elo Table Water is not just natural, but hygienically produced from the finest and safest source.
In this part of the world, lots of people want to rush things to the market. They don't care about the quality. But we've been working on this for the past 20 years. We have 35cl bottle, we have 50cl, we have 75cl, and we have 150cl.
We have gone through several upheavals to arrive at this level. Elo water is pure. It is refreshingly pure. It's crystal clear, tasteless, odorless, and remarkably irresistible.
Some who sampled the water confirmed that Elo water is indeed safe to drink.
It doesn't have taste, it's pure and refreshing. So I think people should take that water. It will be good for their health.
Then the packaging is awesome, beautiful. You know, it's a water that has export quality that you can drink anywhere in the world.
The producers reveal that Elo Table Water, which comes in different sizes, is very affordable and readily available across Nigeria and beyond. In Lagos, Joy Ken Abakoya, NTA News.
You're still watching NTA News Extra on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. We'll take a short break now. There'll be more when we return. Join us again.
From 1967 to 1970, Nigeria went through a horrifying civil war. It didn't matter who was wrong or right. Everybody suffered. Those who fought that war say it should never happen again.
So a lot of people will say, but you were leading the first one. Yes, I led the first one. I don't think a second one is necessary. We should have learned from that first one. Otherwise, the dead would have been to no avail, would all have been in vain.
The words of our elders are full of wisdom.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
The winning energy and great Milo taste, now ready to go. Milo! The winning energy and great Milo taste, now ready to go. Milo! The winning energy and great Milo taste, now ready to go. Milo!
Thank you so much for inspiring greatness in me, Alhaji.
Alhaji?
I am just rehearsing, dear.
Rehearsing for what?
A life-changing and inspiring meeting.
With who?
Alhaji Aliko Dangote.
With the FGNI app and just 500 Naira, you stand a chance to meet one-on-one with Alhaji Aliko Dangote, Africa's richest man, and win cash prizes. As the Be Inspired meetings give Nigerians a chance to meet one-on-one with icons. To qualify for the draw, Download FGNI app from Apple Store or Google Play Store. Go to the Be Inspired section and follow the instructions. Cost of travel and accommodation of all winners within Nigeria will be borne by the organizers. Terms and conditions apply.
Proudly supported by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Radio Nigeria, NTA and Voice of Nigeria set for another time of refreshing carol
at the National Christian Center, Abuja, on the 10th of December 2017 for our Season of Praise.
Theme: Jesus, our strength and peace.
Featuring the host choirs.
Other carol groups include the Can Choir, Foursquare Gospel Church Choir, and Special Women Church Choir.
Christmas message will be delivered by Reverend Felix Modoe, General Overseer, Foursquare Gospel Church.
The event will be graced by notable Nigerians, including His Excellency Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo, SAN. Red carpet starts 1 p.m. prompt.
The event selected for 3 p.m. prompt will be broadcast live. Free transport will be provided to and fro strategic locations. Keep a date with Radio Nigeria, NTA, and Voice of Nigeria on the 10th of December 2017.
Certainly, you'll be glad you did.
Nigeria and Ethiopia have reaffirmed their commitments to the full implementation of agreements, memorandum of understanding and decisions as contained in the joint commission between the two countries. The resolution was reached by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyema, and his Ethiopian counterpart, Dr. Weknet Bebeyehu, at the end of a two-day joint commission meeting in Abuja. Gabriel Odu has that report.
The Joint Commission meeting focused on defense cooperation, consular issues, air services, trade and investment, as well as agriculture and cultural exchanges.
In our sub-regions of West and East Africa, Nigeria and Ethiopia must champion the fight against terrorism and violent extremism. We must support ECOWAS and IGAD in finding durable solutions to conflict situations for us to realize a peaceful and inclusive African society.
I would like to assure you that Ethiopia looks forward devotedly to further strengthen its bilateral relationship with Nigeria. That's why I came here. This is the commitment I should show to you, to my brother. And I strongly believe that the excellent relationship that prevails between our two countries will help us to develop further avenues of cooperation.
Acknowledging the volume of Nigeria's investment in Ethiopia, employing more than 1,500 Ethiopians, the two envoys said Nigeria and Ethiopia are more committed now than ever to improve the economic fortunes of the two countries and Africa as a whole. In Abuja, Gabriel Udu, NTA News.
Artists from the northern part of the country have identified the absence of articulated strategies to fund the sustenance of the visual arts practice in Africa as one factor militating against the development of the industry. This was at the 2017 Northwest Zonal Art Fair organized by the National Gallery of Arts. Oyinnaya Kalu Oka was there.
About 50 artists from the 7 states of Zamfara, Sokoto, Kaduna, Kebbi, Katsina, Kano and Jigawa participated in the art fair with the theme Hunturu, the Harmattan Dialogue, is an attempt by the National Gallery of Art to draw people's attention to the season. Beautiful and colorful artworks with deep messages were displayed. The fair offered art critics, collectors, curators, art administrators and enthusiasts from the zone avenue to exchange ideas on ways of harnessing hidden talents, supporting upcoming artists and promoting artworks from the zone to international level.
I'm so much impressed because it's
is bringing is harmonizing artists.
Director General, National Gallery of Art, Abdullahi Muku, said the Zonal Art Fair is one of the programs of the National Gallery of Art to create platform for artists to make their presence known, sell their works, and forge links with the art industry's major players.
We are convinced that with the right kind of partnership and synergy, we shall put our tourism on such a pedestal that the shine will reach far and wide.
There is a rich cultural heritage waiting to fertilize our development initiatives.
The art fair, being the fourth in the series, is unique, with creative works projecting the rich cultural heritage in the northern parts of the country. Oyinaya Kalu Oka, NTA News.
Following years of hard work, the Nasarawa state government says it is set to open the doors of the Lafia Special Comprehensive School for the physically challenged, with expectations of providing admission to 1,000 students. Joshua Ojito reports that the prospects of the institution to take care of special needs for children has raised hopes among stakeholders.
The Lafia Comprehensive Special School, which is one out of the 3 schools across the state, is designed to cater for the educational needs of persons living with disability, with focus on people suffering from autism, visually impaired, and the deaf. With the target of 600 students for a start by January 2018, 400 applications have already been submitted to the school. Physically challenged persons from the age of 6 from any part of Nigeria and beyond are eligible to apply at no cost. Ahead of the commencement of academic session in the school, Governor Umaru Tanko Almakura, alongside officials from the Ministry of Special Education and State Universal Basic Education Board, assessed facilities to ascertain the level of preparedness. Governor Almakura said government has developed an inclusive policy on education where the physically challenged will be integrated to promote education for all.
We are taking the totality of education into consideration and giving it that flair of inclusiveness. So we are ready to go, and I believe by the time we start this school, parents will have a great relief for their words.
Vocational and skills acquisition training will also be provided in the school in order to make them self-reliant. In Lafia, Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
Up ahead on News Extra, sports. That's after these messages.
The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, is working to ensure access to safe, good quality essential medicines with the World Health Organization pre-qualification of made in Nigeria pharmaceutical products, stiffer penalties for fake drug offenders with a review of NAFDAC laws, national, regional, and international collaborations, cutting-edge technologies, including the mobile authentication service.
For the last 24 years, NAFDAC has made steady progress in ensuring that the health of the nation is protected. Our collective responsibility is eliminating substandard, falsified, and unsafe drugs, medical devices, foods, and water.
I urge all Nigerians to support NAFDAC in safeguarding our health. God bless Nigeria.
Let us support NAFDAC to win the war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
And for a bit on the foreign scene, we join Ado Adama also.
Thank you and welcome to this segment of the news. A 709-carat diamond found in Sierra Leone has been sold for more than $6.5 million at an auction in New York City, hosted by Rappaport, a diamond trade and auction house. The buyer was Lawrence Graft, one of the world's top precious stones buyers and founder of the Graft Diamonds. The piece diamond was found by villagers, and instead of selling the diamond on the black market or smuggling it out of the country, the villagers decided to turn it out to the government. The government then put it up for public auction and said the majority of the proceeds would go to social services in villages ravaged by war. The U.S. military has flown a B-1B bomber over South Korea as part of a massive joint aerial drill, a move seen as a warning to the north. The drill is taking place a week after Pyongyang fired what it claimed was a new intercontinental ballistic missile which could hit U.S. mainland. South Korea's military said the U.S. bomber took part in a simulation with U.S. and South Korea fighter jets. To the Middle East now, where Houthi rebels in Yemen have held dozens of journalists captive for days at a television station in the capital. According to the Reporters Without Borders, who are demanding the immediate release of the journalists, the rebels launched rocket-propelled grenades at the headquarters of the Yemen Al Yaum TV channel in Sana'a on Saturday before storming the station and holding hostage 41 employees inside. The assault and hostage-taking comes amidst heightened tension after forces loyal to the former president, Ali Abdullah Saleh, severed Houthis' relation, sparking days of guns battles and artillery fire in the capital. And that is it from this end. The news continues.
Thank you, Adu. Now, since the beginning of organized sporting competitions in the Greek city-states in the 8th century BC, athletes have been devising means of becoming champions. While some of the athletes win with integrity, others did not. Correspondent Amazi Marcus reports on the desperation of some athletes who took the shortcut to getting victory at all cost.
From the world record of 9.58, but he beat